stencil, folks. I'm telling you, these are the ones that I picked out because these designs are so graphic and I can use them for so many things. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to buy something, and if I can use it, then it's a good deal. If I'm going to buy it because it's a good deal and never use it, then that's not a good deal. So I saw these new stencils from Judikins, and I just had to get them. They're at the Judikins booth. Not sure if she designed them or not, but she has so many fabulous things here, and she agreed to do a demo and let me tape it. So we're going to check that out in just 1 minute, so stick around.
White, blue, purple. I use 4. I use white. Okay, I like using. Okay, that's kind of hard to see.
That's Judy herself, folks.
Hi.
The famous Judikins.
All right, so I have my stencil here, and one of the things that I like to do with the stencil is, you notice I've got this fleur-de-lis, and it's actually a very big stencil, and it's a little hard to see here, but I'm going to put it on half of the card. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a design, kind of like this mum here, and if you ink it up with dye-based ink, and then stamp it all over the stencil, you've kind of got the design. You color in with the stamp, but it's not quite perfect. So in order to kind of fill in those gaps, I'm going to use a little brush here that we call a color duster, and you pull the wet ink from your stencil onto the paper. And when you do that, you're actually coloring in that voided area, that open area. And when you pull your stencil away, you have the stencil design plus some of that texture from the rubber stamp.
Very pretty.
Easy, huh?
Very easy.
Okay, so that's one way we use the stencils. Did you want to see another way too?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Okay. So the other thing about the stencils, so how about if we jump into the mica gloss for just a second? The mica gloss is, these are the mica gloss inks, and they're a mica pigmented ink. So we're going to pull out a few colors here. And I like using them on a coated cardstock. So this is matte coat paper. It actually has a light coating on there, which is really smooth, and it makes the inks slide. And you'll see the sliding part, why that's kind of important. So I've got Prussian blue and blue. I'm going to add a little bit of lime green to this as well. Then the fun part is I'm going to take another card. This is the same kind of matte coat paper. I'm going to lay it on the surface and I smush it. And what happens is that spreads the ink out. And when you peel it apart, you've got 2 pieces of paper. But this becomes your ink pad. So I'm going to slide that off to the side. And I'm going to use black cardstock here, and on the black cardstock, if I take my stamp and I tap in over here, you can kind of see that picks up the pattern. So it makes a really fun way to stamp on black paper because the mica gloss inks are opaque and they kind of show up nicely on the black paper. So let's go back to that stencil. So I'm gonna let this dry. It's gonna take about, maybe an hour, 2 hours to air dry. So if you want to dry it quickly, you can pull out your heat gun and then dry it fast with your heat gun. So let's go back to our stencil now. I'm gonna pull out this card that I've already used from before, and I'm gonna take this stencil, and this stencil, it's kind of got this swirly pattern on here. And let's add just a smidge more gold, because I kind of used up some of that. And then I'm going to take my brayer and brayer that out. Then what I'm going to do is take my brayer and I'm going to brayer over my stencil. Oops, not quite enough gold. Let's get a little bit more gold here. take my gold, ink up my brayer, and I'm going to brayer that right over the stencil. Now, the only problem with that is that I could see I didn't pick up all the detailing there, but if I take a color duster and I pull some of that ink from where I brayered, let's add just a little bit more gold here. And you could use this as a palette to pick up more ink. When you peel that away, you've got a very subtle but a really nice look with the stencil.
Very pretty.
So that's how you would use the stencils with the mica gloss and also with dye-based inks.
Thank you so much, Judy.
You're welcome.